the students is you need to train students of undergraduate and graduate. That means we need to actually do outreach programs. Please do involve yourself in outreach program and go around and teach what is the current technology, because the curriculum is actually outdated. What is being taught is not good. The training is not good. So please do encourage, give internships, try to actually train people and also teach people. Go to the universities and give lectures or teach them what is happening in the current situation. This is very, very valuable. Most of us sit in our lab and try to actually work, but we need to actually sow the seeds so that we get good students to come and work with us. So this is a very, very important. Until unless you have good students, just a pair of hands are not good enough. Please be sure that a pair of hands are not good enough. You need to actually train them well. But how do you train them for your job? You have to train them ahead of time. And that's why I would ask you to do that. The other thing is, basically, there is a lot of problem with our IPR because we actually don't bother properly about using the IPR. We actually violate many of the reasons. Yeah. So basically, these are the areas where you need to be very careful because you have to use the IPR of the people, and that needs to be done. And we have to. NEP has come, but it has not been implemented till recently. They have been struggling to actually implement the NEP. So the curriculum and everything is going to change, and we need to actually be equipped enough to understand this problem. And we are having a very poor participation from the private sector, and we need to actually look at these very carefully. Challenges in the clinical research is, I'm talking about biotechnology. So clinical research is very, very poor. Until unless you have a very good clinical research setup, you cannot come out with innovations. Animal models are not good enough. You need to go beyond. Those who are working in biotechnology will know animal models, most of them will fail. And you need to actually have either an organoid or you have to have a human-like systems to actually be able to generate that kind of innovations. And basically, biggest problem is publication. You can't publish good papers because there is a challenge here. And what is the challenge? This is a very, very important thing for you to learn, is that don't sit only in your lab. Participate in as many conferences internationally, not inside India, but outside India, and make your presence felt so that people know who you are, and when they are actually looking at your publications, you are actually able to be recognized who you are, and your publications actually get the right treatment. Today, Indian publications by default is said that they are not good enough, they are not actually done rigorously, they are not properly done. When you visit, there are two advantages of actually being in an international conference abroad. One, you learn what are the latest things they are doing, how are they working on, what are the techniques they are using, how do they actually publish such good papers. Second is you make yourself visible to others. So please do take those things and very seriously. So today we are actually changing that. And last one minute I'll take for the last thing. I will not talk about the funding. Today there is a lot of difference, but one of the things which you need to realize is that PhD which you are offering is not the right PhD. You need to change this PhD completely, because today we are not actually making our students good enough, and this is a big challenge, and we need to actually look at it, how we are going to make them possible to work in cross-discipline areas and work in large teams, as well as you have to have a change in the way you evaluate thesis. All of these things have to be changed. Only if you do the changes, things will change. And that's why we need to actually work hard on our PhD, because you know how much struggle it was for you to get a job. And you realize it is going to be more tougher and tougher for your students to get a job. So you need to make them employable, and that is what you need to teach. That means they should
question from students? Anybody who are taking and not there, get this kind of opportunity. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
I am Dr. Ramlan Das. I'm working as a professor at the University in Guwahati. Sir, actually, last 1 or 2 years, GBT has really changed itself from a basic research to a transnational approach and innovation. Sir, one thing I have a request to you that there should be a mentoring program for the young PIs or the PIs from the northeast or the backward parts of India. Because when we submit a grant proposal, for example, from University in Assam, not belonging to the high or ISG. But there are other surviving universities, private and state universities. When we submit grant proposal, most of the time we get rejected. But if there is a mentoring program is there, identifying basis of the publication or 8 index or citations, maybe 5 or 10 or 20 mentors by the DBT in any kind of DBT hubs, I think that will be very, very beneficial to us who have started our career as a DBT. So that's my request, sir. Because I have worked in NIBMG for a couple of years, so I have seen the changing face of DBT from basic research to more innovation and so that's
Yeah, so that's a very important point which he has raised. Actually, there is a need for us to write the proposals in the right way, because I said 7,000 and you have to get within 500, 600 is not an easy thing. People will read up, they don't get excited about it. You will actually resist. There are 2-3 things which I would actually advise you to do it yourself. One is to have preliminary data which is there, and if you are not able to do it yourself today, more than ever, you need to work with these institutions which are well endowed to work together and try to produce those results so that your proposal becomes much more better. Second is to have a closer tie, because most of our facilities are nationally accessible. Today there is a portal called Search Portal, which is actually there where cost, availability of the equipments and everything is there. I would ask all of you, the universities, to start using it. That was the idea behind DBT funding the Sahaj program. So first, preliminary data has to be good. Your hypothesis has to be very at the highest level, and you interact with these experts. Then the mentoring program and others will actually help you. But today, that is what I would advise you.
Yes, thank you. So this is a very right suggestion. Most of our national institutes facilities are available. Not only national institutes, the institute where I am working, Gujarat Bharat University, we have also instruments are shared. So you go to the website, you will find that you can use the access. And GBRC, that is there. So GBRC, all instruments accessible, services accessible. That will be fantastic service. So to create some data, preliminary data, you need to go collaborate or contact with them. You have to aspire and aspire for aspiration. Prove to aspiration. Otherwise, nobody will you and something. Otherwise, funding is very competitive. Thank you very much.
Thank you.